Good morning. Any green screens for you yesterday in what was a difficult coupon? Well, Tottenham Hotspur getting themselves into all sorts of relegation bother. Did score first, but then red carded. And I think the red card and the penalty for Crystal Palace were interlinked. There's only 2 minutes between them. So I wasn't watching the match. I'm not sure how it progressed. But all the business was done by half-time for Crystal Palace. Elsewhere, Arca newly promoted, losing. No real trading angle there, alas. And again, that was about it yesterday. Basel getting the win. But FC Thun, 1.81, home favourites, top of the league, 2-2. Did St Gallen lead once or twice during this match? Indeed, they led via a penalty, so that could have interested you. And an immediate response via a penalty for Thun. And a lead in the 62nd minute could have got you out of the trade as if it was a winning trade. So watch out for top of the leagues. There could be teams to look out for. Top two clash as well. Interesting, but a big gap in the odds. Let's have a look at today's trading angles. Well, the Chinese Super League makes its returns, and for those of you lunchtime traders, it can be a readable league. Just beginning. So watching brief at the moment, but you normally get the big boys turning up. That's the likes of Shanghai, Shengshua, notable, Zhejiang, professional, Beijing, go on father, have a cup of tea. One of my favourite Father Ted-like teams in world football. So it's worth following. See how it progresses this season. It did go through a Saudi Arabia phase, didn't it, where all of the big names turned up there, but that's since waned a little. Danish First Division, we'll be expecting goals in this one as a general rule. So that would be my slant in these First Division matches. Preston and Oxford United, first thing to look at as ever at this stage of the season is the standings. And the points. The points are here. There we go. So looking at Preston, find themselves in 11th place. Now, notably, for me, a win for Preston takes them to 52, which is within two positions of a top six berth. And notably, will get them into that all-important 50-point club. Important. Well, it's 60-point club now. That's how desperate things are getting. But while it remains 50, Preston still have a chance with a win today. Oxford United, reputation for being a little defensively strong. Well, they need to be. They're on 32. They still can salvage their season. But really, got to get the win this evening. Takes them to 35 points and the possibility of just removing West Brom from that 21st. Goal difference will be notable, though. So must-win territory for both Preston and Oxford United for different reasons. Only one home loss for Preston v teams below them in the league is a major positive. Do note that Oxford United have had 2 0-0s in their last 3 away matches. A real habit of theirs to frustrate the bleep out of opponents, trying to nick, of course, that vital 0-1 and those vital 3 points to possibly take them out of the relegation zone. Cheltenham and Barrow in English League 2. Again, first port of call at this stage of the season is the standings. You just decide for you whether you take on any late draw. It's 3 points, vitally important. Cheltenham, can't see them anywhere there. So problem season for Cheltenham. Well, with only 2 places, they might get away with it. They are some 9 points above the relegation zone at the moment, Cheltenham. So we're not pressing the panic button just yet, Mr. Mannering. But Barrow, with a win today, takes them to the 30-point club. And that is the exit out of this league. If you can get into the 30-plus point club. So this is an absolutely vital match for Barrow. Must take points off Cheltenham, because if Cheltenham win, they're going to be scooting away to 39. And Barrow will still remain on 27. Must take a point at least. Because if they take a point tonight, Barrow, that will take them out on goal difference of the bottom two. So you'll be looking for Barrow not to lose. At least their manager will. Wolves against Liverpool. It's the FA Cup. Now, I think Wolves will be going for this. They are all but relegated. Now they've discovered how to score 2 goals in 3 of the last 4 matches. Real progression, but coming far too late. They're going to give Liverpool a bit of a game, I think, this evening with home advantage. I can't predict. The market's giving it 1.5 Liverpool. The way this will turn out, probably a long drawn out 0-0 with the quality of Liverpool possibly nicking them a 0-1. We will see. But cup matches are cup matches. Ligue 1, Paris Saint-Germain against Monaco. These two knowing each other very well from a recent Champions League encounters, which, of course, were very competitive. So I'll show you the head-to-heads there. Very, very recent. But these are one-off matches in the Champions League, of course. So tactics will be completely different. Recently, 2-3 and a 2-2. So Monaco, very, very competitive. And indeed, in the last 3 head-to-heads, Monaco have been very competitive. Difficult one to unpack, given the recency of the head-to-heads. Monaco will know PSG well. They'll know they can score 2 goals against PSG as well. So one for the in-play stats, certainly with a very strong bias towards Paris Saint-Germain. Just quite simply the better side, aren't they? They've got the checkbook. French Ligue 2. Let's have a look at the standings and find any motivating factors from the standings. Only 5 places in French Ligue 2. Any of the big boys out today? Well, an important win for Saint-Etienne last week. I can't see any of the big boys out. Top 5. Not seeing them. No. So it could be one for the relegation zone area. Indeed, the first match is Bologna against Amiens. 23 points, plays 27. Must win for Amiens, isn't it? It's a must take points off your nearest rival. Why? 1, takes them to within 1 point of Bologna with a win. Keeps Bologna below the 30-point club. If you can keep as many teams below the 30-point club as possible, Amiens will have a shot at them. So already that opening match is vitally important. It's a relegation 6-pointer. It's a certain lay the draw late, isn't it? 3 points could literally change the season. Laval, 19, must win. Get themselves into the 20-point club. They'll be within 1 of Amiens. Laval's goal initially will be that 16th place. That will give them a playoff for relegation rather than being automatically relegated. So important home advantage, but not fancied at all today. Guingamp, mid-table mediocrity, but with the entry point for the top 5 at 41, a win for Guingamp at 38 will take them zooming near that top 5. So this is a vital match for both Laval and Guingamp. Nancy, well, on 27 points, are 4 points above the relegation zone. They won't be caught today, regardless of any results. But a win will take them into that 30-point club and 1 foot in French Ligue 2 for another season. Montpellier, similar to Guingamp, a win for them takes them to 38 points. And with 41, the entry point for the top 5, it's very doable for quite a lot of teams, all the way down to Pau, I would suggest, to break into that top 5, dependent on other results. But a vital match for Nancy and for Montpellier. Pau, well, you've already seen 34 plus 3 makes 37. Be within 4 points of a top 5 berth. Pau, home advantage for them today. Bastia, bottom of the league, but with a win, takes themselves to 21. Interesting match, that one. Pau really must take the 3 points. Rodez and Grenoble. Where are they? Rodez are in 8th. Well, it's more important for Rodez because they will break into that psychologically important 40-point barrier with a win. And that could see playoffs over the horizon for Rodez. Grenoble on 29, an outside chance, will break into the 30-point club with a win. But you can see Rodez stand out, don't they? That's the kind of story I'll be focused on. 40 points. The manager will instill that home advantage as well. I would be looking at laying the draw here and here. Bayern Munich and Borussia Mönchengladbach, this looks about right. You don't get anything from Borussia Mönchengladbach away from home unless they're playing the bottom 3, bottom 4, where they can score 3 goals. Bayern Munich likely to return to their 2+ goal scoring ways in what should be a very comfortable home win. Watch out for a goal before half-time if it's 0-0 after 20 minutes. Elversberg are playing Magdeburg today. Do they need anything? The blue suede shooters. Well, yes, Elversberg, 45 points. A win could take them top. Talk about a motivating match this evening. Magdeburg themselves, I can't see their name, so they must be in a bit of relegation trouble. Indeed, Magdeburg with a win will go out of the relegation zone. That has got lay the late draw written all over it, hasn't it? You're going to expect a tighter performance from Magdeburg today, I would suggest. Schalke are top, but only 1 point. They are going to be got at by all of these sides in the top 5. So it's must win from here on in for Schalke, who are doing a little bit of drawing of late. They must return to winning ways. Chance for them to return straight to the Bundesliga, Schalke. Arminia Bielefeld in 12th place. Got the relegation to worry about because it's 25 points to the relegation zone. So it's an important night for all 4 teams in the Bundesliga. If I look like two matches, I would certainly shortlist. Irish Premier Division, Irish First Division is too young for me to really give you any angles into these matches at the moment. But once the April is with us, this league blossoms and it overtakes the other leagues who take the summer off. Napoli against Torino. Let's take a look. Napoli are unbeaten in 12 at home. No draw in 22 matches, so it does point solidly to the home win, doesn't it? Torino, loss, draw, loss, I believe, away recently. Pretty poor form as well. Only 3 2026 wins will see them on the back foot. Heracles and Utrecht. Not sure I researched this. Let's have a look. Well, as a bit of a Brucey bonus for you, let's walk our way through this match. And as you can see, my Wi-Fi is a lot stronger. So hopefully a good old live stream on Saturday, if this Wi-Fi can continue to be this sturdy. So we're going to the Dutch Eredivisie. Heracles against Utrecht. First point of note, where are these two in the league? Heracles bottom, so already a bias against them. But we'll get to 20 points with a win. That could be an exit point, particularly for that 16th place. Utrecht, 8th, a win, takes them to 37. And still not without the realms of possibility that they can get themselves into the top 4, particularly with Ajax drawing so many matches of late. Utrecht are a bit hit and miss. That's my only concern with them. But a 0-1 loss to Feyenoord is very solid. So I might change my view on that. I think I'm getting it mixed up with AZ Alkmaar, who have been a little hit and miss this season. But Utrecht are putting together a really good run. So we're going to have a look at the match now. See if we can get a flavour for it. The second thing you note when you're researching is the pre-match odds. 2.2 the favourite. So this would be a favourite really at those odds who is layable. It'll be a struggle for them to get a win, put it that way. It could be a tight win. That's what 2.2 is telling you. The opponent is not written off. But looking at that recent form, the opponent should be written off, shouldn't they? Heracles, all over the shop, conceding 3 goals for fun. Awful stuff. Utrecht hitting a bit of form and against really in form or quality sides in this league. Top 4 NEC Nijmegen. Emphatic win. Really impressive. Because this lot have been having a brilliant season. And the aforementioned AZ Alkmaar, 2-0 win at home to them, scoring 2+ goals, only losing 1-0 to Feyenoord. 10th minute Targaline goal. Have gone from struggling to score that second goal, as you can see there, to suddenly scoring 2+. I wonder if there's a new manager syndrome just arrived here or something. But it looks to me that Utrecht have the goal power to do something this evening. They've conceded in the last 10, scored and conceded in the last 9 away. So you might get that goal from the home side, but in defeat is what the seasonal form is telling you. Looking at the league position, well, playing the top 8 today did beat Sparta Rotterdam, but that's the only win amongst 100% defeats against the top 9 home and away. Utrecht are a bit sporadic away from home. That's probably why the market's not putting them as shorter price favourite. It's very bitty, sporadic form, and both teams have scored against 14th and lower away from home without them winning. So at home, emphatic stuff. Away, bedraggled. That's the way you'll describe that. Any specific half for you, those of you who want to have a look at taking a draw on second half? Any good scoring and conceding habits? Well, not really. It's about 50-50. But notably for Utrecht, 65% of their goals scored away have come second half. So no panic, Mr. Mannering. They should do the business. The Eredivisie today, the Eredivisie, sorry, is your major focus will be on goals. As ever, I like to do a bit of fun. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goal accumulator. Came in already this season at ka-ching odds. We've got a couple of odds on favourites in Roda and Dordrecht. Again, this is one of those leagues. It's a secondary league, so well worth looking at the motivating factors because the Eredivisie is a big carrot, isn't it? Well, it's a very generous 8 places for the playoffs. Very generous indeed. Dordrecht and Maastricht. Well, Dordrecht are just outside, so it's vital for them, with home advantage and odds on favouritism, to look for the win. I wasn't meant to hit that. So, notable already, kicking off the Dordrecht match is going to be important. Could break in to the top 8. Home advantage as well. The manager will be reminding them. I'm not sure if there's a relegation zone here, so it's not noted, is it? So we'll have to focus on the top. Eindhoven and Young Ajax. I don't see them anywhere here. So slight problems with these two. Helmond and Os. Helmond here, 15th place on 32 points. 35 points with a win. Could give them an outside chance of a top 8 berth. But with 8 places available for the playoffs, it's well worth having a punt, isn't it? Roda and Young PSV. Roda happily in 5th place and will maintain that regardless of other results. Their playoff place at least. 49 with a win, and they won't be knocking on the door of the top 2. So the motivation for Roda is to stay in 3rd to 8th, isn't it? Young PSV, similar story. Absolutely no way of getting automatically promoted here, is there? But a break into the 50 points will be a start. So that's a motivating factor for Young PSV. And it's really interesting, isn't it? 4th against 5th. 5th are 1.45 favourite. Very strange. We might see a more competitive Young PSV today. Venlo against Valvik. Valvik are in that last place. Venlo could do with taking points off Valvik to keep them on 41 and Venlo to move up to 40. So another vitally important match. Must win territory. So those draws do look gettable today in the Eredivisie. Moving on down. Familisao against Aruca. Odds on at home. Saudi Arabia. Well, we've got the big boys. There's just chock full of so many stars in attack. The top 3 I would be looking at coming from behind, as they do quite often. Al Ali are playing Al Ittihad. Al Hilal, 3rd, are playing as well. Al Nasir not playing. So that looks a bit of a derby match, doesn't it? 1.85 the favourite. Not expected to have it all their way today. Spanish La Liga, Celta Vigo against Real Madrid. Real Madrid had better be on their best game, and look at the odds. Notable. I'm not sure if that's a drift. 1.65 to 2.25. With 4 wins in 5 at home for Celta Vigo, they're going to be competitive today. Very big drift from Bet365. See how important that is later on. Real Madrid in solid form. 8 consecutive wins, though, did end against Osasuna. It's going to be a fascinating one later on. I've run out of time. I've gone over the limit. Might see members later on, but Friday is normally my day off. Live stream, I hope, tomorrow with the internet returning. Have a great day.